I know a lot of people gonna disagree with this video, but a lot of times we are so loyal to our current situation that we become disloyal to our future. Hey, listen, do you feel like your check just be disappearing, fam? Like, I get it. Like, every time you get paid, you looking like, damn, where my money going? Which causes stress, which causes anxiety, which causes anger issues. I get it. Trap been there before. What if I told you though? Hear me? What if I told you that I got a formula for you that can help you eliminate the stress? What if I told you I got a formula for you that can help you understand how to build wealth practically, not just from theory? What if I told you, if you give me about 5 minutes of your time, I'm gonna show you this formula, and if you implement the formula and then every 90 days you check it and adjust it, this is gonna help you unlock wealth. It's gonna help you build wealth. It's gonna help you understand how to put your funds in order, how to put your bills in order, invest in the market. I got you. Because one of the things we want to do is help you go from liabilities to legacy, right? We want to help you go from living paycheck to paycheck to living in abundance. It doesn't happen all at once. So listen, man, tap in. I'm going to give you this breakdown, man. It's your boy, the Wallstreet Trapper. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, y'all. I got y'all. Let's get to it. And we living to get paid. We want to do the overtime. We want to do this, but I want to break a couple things down for us, right? I'm going to put us in categories. Watch this. The first category is if you make anywhere, I'm going to just say $0 to $50,000. All right. Now, this is going to kind of hurt some people's brain. If you making $0 to $50,000, first of all, let me say this. I'm not talking about nobody's income. I'm not speaking down on nobody. We're going to put this thing in tiers, though, because when we put it in tiers, you're going to understand how this thing going to go. So if you're making $0 to $50,000, you are a, watch this, tier 2 earner. You need an influx of cash right here. It's not saying that you are bad with money. It's just everything is just costing more, right? So watch this. Higher costs plus poor spending plus previous debt. I'm gonna put that. It's why you feel like you financially stressed. And the reason behind it is because this is a paycheck. You financially frustrated because you're exhausting this paycheck. Right? So here's what I want you to say. What we got to do at this point right here, we got to get an infusion of cash. We got to get an infusion of cash. So I'm going to tell a lot of y'all right now, you got to put your pride to the side. I'm about to say something that people don't want to hear me say. You got to get an infusion of cash. Now, I'm not saying you got to go work a second job, but you need to go work a second job, or you need to do Uber, you need to do Lyft, you need to do something so you get an infusion. The reason why I'm not saying you need to go get a second job, you need to get some type of infusion of cash that pays you cash. The reason why I'm saying this is because the second job gonna get ate up by Uncle Sam. But even if you get the second job, here's what I want you to do. I want you to focus the whole check on investing. And listen to me. When I say this, I'm coming to you because what I'm gonna tell you today is truly gonna unlock something for you. In order to build wealth, you gotta go through the first stage, is the sacrifice stage. Unless you just born into money, the first stage of anything when it comes to wealth building is the sacrifice stage. I know you want to buy your kids everything you ain't never had. I know you want them to have birthdays and Christmases that are full of gifts and toys and all the things you never had. But we got to tell them for the next 1 to 2 years, we not doing that. And here's what I learned about that. When you tell your kids that, and then you show your kids that, you are already installing in them sacrifice and delayed gratification, which are essential to building wealth. And you also showing them, I'm willing to work to get where I gotta go at. Hear me, I know y'all not gonna like this. I know a lot of people gonna disagree with this video. But a lot of times we are so loyal to our current situation that we become disloyal to our future. You're being disloyal to your future because you so locked in on, I won't be an entrepreneur. You so locked in on, I'm going to make this. Listen, let's sacrifice first. All right, so watch this. The first piece of the Formula 1 is sacrifice. The second piece of the formula going to be, y'all know this one, pay yourself first. The third piece of the formula is, watch this, debt, pay, off, rotation. We'll just start with them three.
Wait, Powell stepping down? Nah, he's staying put.
Told ya, Powell's not going anywhere.
Powell gone by December?
Sacrifice. The first thing we got to do in this sacrificial phase is we got to look at our financial hygiene. The first thing we're going to do is look at financially where we at financially. How much of my paycheck going to bills? How much of my paycheck going to me? How much of my paycheck doing this? I want you to write this down. If anything, if 55% are, if 55% or more of your paycheck is going to bills, we need to do some adjusting. Because our goal is to get it to 50, but ultimately we won't get it to somewhere around 40. Because if we get it to 40, this is the optimum range. I need 40% of your bills to be covered by your paycheck. Why? Because that means we got more money to invest than we got to responsibility. You see, we need to offset this. We need to go from here. If you got 55% or more, that means you got more than half of your money coming in that's going to bills. And watch this, some people is at 70. Some people at 80. You will never get wealthy here. You will never get, it's going to be hard here. I need you to get into, we got to get you in a liability deficit, fam. Because if we can get you into a liability deficit, if we can get you from here, we can get you from the 40 to the 60, meaning 40% of my money being on liabilities, meaning bills, and 60% in which money flows in our life. So what we got to do is, we got to analyze ourselves financially. What is our financial position? Once we understand what the financial position is, now we make adjustments. And so the first thing we're going to do into that is making a sacrifice. What do we got to do? Yo, do we got to do DoorDash? Do we got to do Lyft? Do we got to do some things? We got to do some things that allow us to have an influx of cash. We got to get an influx of cash. And always while being an entrepreneur, we got to get that influx of cash in. Well, Trap, I got to pay. You said pay down a debt. Yes, but I want us to get customary to paying ourselves first. And here's what I need you to do. I need you, the minute you get paid, I need you to go right in here. Matter of fact, I should have did this first. Well, I gotta pay yourself first, but I want you to automate it. I want you to automate it. Meaning the first thing I want you to do is take 10% of your income, no matter what it is. And I don't need it to be big right here simply because we're going to create the new habit. We create the new habit until the new habit becomes a lifestyle. Just like the way you spend money now, it's a lifestyle. If I look at your life right now and I look at how you spend money right now, this tells me your lifestyle. Like if you look at me right now, you'll be like, oh, Trap do a lot of investing. Why? Because my account's big. I don't got a lot of money in the bank account. I got something to be liquid. I'm always talking about assets. I just bought a building. I got more assets than I have money in my bank account. I got more assets. That's what my life tell you. I got more assets than I got money in the bank. Meaning more stocks, crypto, a building, I got a farm, I got more assets. So now we got to get into that pay yourself first. We got to automate that. Now the next thing I want us to do is I wanted to get us on this debt. And the reason why I say we're going to do that for 1 or 2 years, because if we do that for 1 to 2 years, it's going to put us in a better financial position. Now here's what we got to do. 1 or 2 years, excluding house. Now the main card is, this is the main killer right here. Credit card. It's the main killer right here. We got to get this credit card debt down to 0. because we're going to use it later on for something. We're going to use it in our way to help us out, to benefit us. We're going to use it later on for something. So what we're going to do is we're going to pay ourselves first with that 10%, and then we're going to knock this out. Now, remember, we got the second job. We got the second influx of cash. So the second job and the second influx of cash we got coming in, I told you, get a second job or get you a job that's paying you cash. So you're going to use that money to, watch this, because you somewhere around, I pray that you're not 100%. 80% is still a lot because that's just on bills. We still got to eat and all that. But if not, we got to take this second influx because I want you to open up a stock account, a brokerage account. And I want you to inject that in there. Or I want you to do it two ways. I want you to break it down. I want you to pay yourself that 10% because watch here. You paying yourself, but you are not the front-facing priority. You are the back of the house priority. You pay yourself 10% to create the habit, and then you're going to invest. You're going to split that down, whatever that is. You're going to invest the remaining, and you're going to pay off debt with the remaining. So you're going to get that influx of cash. This is coming from the normal check, the regular check. This we're going to break down into paying off the debt, and the other half going to go into the stock market. 10%. Know why? Because you're not the front facing, right? Meaning front and center is not about you, but the end result is about you. So I need a vacation. We killing all that right now. Remember, we on a 1 to 2 year path to getting this thing together. Now, by year 3, we're going to be in a better position. This is where the sacrifice come in. I need you to miss the parties. I need you to be like cool with not wearing all the stuff and buying all the stuff. I need you to be cool with not taking the unnecessary trips. I need you to focus. If we got to eat ramen noodles for a year, we're going to have a high sodium problem. But we're going to eat ramen noodles. You feel me? If you got to go from drinking Mountain Valley water to Deer Park, it's okay. Right? It's okay right now. It's okay, because you got to listen, you got to change for what you say you want or change what you say you want. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is, for them 2 years, we focus on cutting this down. We're going to go high interest first. They usually say, well, get the lowest call. We can go high. Let's go high because the high interest call is the one that's costing us the most. Let's go high interest and we walk them down. However long that take us, 18 months, whatever. High interest, we're going to walk it down. I need you to be so focused. We ain't doing nothing for our birthday. We not doing nothing for Christmas. We not doing nothing for the kids' Christmas. We getting the necessities. We starving our wants and we locked in on our necessities because we going to do what others won't do right now so we can live the life that others can't live later. Come on, man. It ain't petty. Man, this probably be my best video in the world. The prerequisite to wealth for first generation is sacrifice. The prerequisite to wealth to those of us who first generation is sacrifice. Now, after the 2 years, you got the opportunity. You could quit the job or you can quit the influx of cash, but watch this, because I know how it is. We need to be learning about the market right now, because here's how we're going to work it out. Now we on year 2.5 to 4. This is the year where we take the money from canceling, we get the money to add. Now what we do is we get into the stocks, heavy. We go stocks and we go options. First year, we learning buy and hold. The rest of the years, we learning this. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to go, now at this point, after year 2, I'm not focusing on house. I'm not focusing on student loan. Here's how our pie should look. Our pie should look something like this. Normally the pie look like this, 50-50. But we should be in a way where we done got our pie to look something. We done broke our pie down. That ain't 50-50. That's 40. So now we got 60. And so now we can break the 60 down in a few ways. We can break the 60 down. We're going to go, so we got this as 40, right? And here's what we're going to do. We're going to go 40 investing. Then we're going to go 15 on savings. We'll go 10. 10 save, 10 needs. Well, Trev, why are we doing that? Why are we doing 10 saving? Because I want you to have, watch this. I want you to have liquid. And the reason why I want you to have something liquid is because life is going to life. We can have all these exuberant plans. This is going to happen, this is going to happen. And then when life starts, life is like, oh, I didn't even know that was going to happen. So we're going to put some money because we need to make sure in life, we got, I got you. Now watch this. Remember we paid these down. We paid this down. The next thing I need you to go do is get you an Amex Gold. I need you to get your Amex Gold. Here's why. The Amex Gold gonna give you some great points. And then we're gonna start doing is paying our bills on the Amex Gold. We're gonna lock in on the points. Why? Because we gotta pay the bills anyway. I don't want you to automate your bills. I want you to be smart enough to say, if you are gonna automate them, I don't want you to automate them from your bank account. I want you to automate the bills on here so you can get the points for it. Because if you're gonna pay the bills anyway, you got to pay the bills anyway. You might as well pay the bill anyway, let them give you the points for it, and you stacking up points. So now, when we get in year 4, 3.5 and 4, we now, okay, I need a vacation. Guess what? I done stacked up all my points. I got enough points to catch me a flight. I got enough points to get me a hotel. And everything I buy out there, I'm buying with the card to stack up the points. You gotta spend points, you gotta spend money to get points, 100%. That's why I'm not telling you, oh, go do this. But here's what I'm saying. On bills you already gotta pay, you might as well pay the bill with the card to stack the points, because now the points allow you to do what? Have a sense of what? Freedom. In all actuality, watch this. American Express has rewarded you for paying your bills on time. Well, yeah, Trapper take a lot of time. Well, the last time I checked, we're going to go to our grade paying bills, no matter who you are. So now we got the points. Now watch this. We're going to go a little further now. So now we done got the influx of cash. Now watch this. This is how we get good at. Now we done learned the options market. We learned the stock market. And now once we dumping money in there, I want us to go, watch this. Watch this. I want us to go 60, 40. I want us to go 60 buy and hold. I want us to go 60, 40 options. Why? Because I always want you to have money working for yourself. More money working for yourself than you have here. 60, 40 options. Not with all our money, but with our what? With our 40%, we take the 40% and turn it to a whole 100%. What do I mean by that? Meaning the money that I was going to invest in investing, I'm going to take this whole equation, and this equation, like I'm taking it out the pie. So let's say of this, let's say we got $300, right? Well, now I'm going to take the 300, which is 100%, and break this down to 60, 40 stock options. Does that make sense to y'all? Does that make sense to y'all? Right? So of this pie, we take the 40. So 40% of the whole pie is going to investing. But 100% of the 40 we're going to put here and say, of this, I'm going to take 60% to go to buy and hold, 40% to go to what? Options. And then I'm still doing what? Investing. We spending our money. I promise you, this game right here gonna change the game for you, revolutionary, right? All right, so let's say we said this was 300, right? So I want you, let's just make it make sense. So we turn it to 100, then 60% of that is what? 180, right? So that means it leave us with another what? 40 would be what? 120. You feel me? And we just using it as a number. So that's what I mean by 40% of that. If it was 300, then we take that 300, and now it's 100% because it's a different, it's going into the investing equation, right? And so 60% of that is 180, 40% of that is 120. Now we know what we're doing. So now look, we consistently doing this with the bread. And we building the account up right there, right? And don't worry about how small it is. The goal for us is to keep building. Now watch this. Here's what we're going to get good at. This is what I get even better at. So once we build this up to a certain amount of number, whatever that is, as we build the options account up, we start taking a percentage of that to do what? Pay off the what? House, 1 month. And then a percentage the next month, we do what? Student loan. Or we can say, let's say you in one position, that's cool. But once you get to like 2, 3 positions, you saying this position, the profit gonna go towards the student loan. In this position, the profit gonna go towards the house. In this position, I'm gonna reload the clip. And that's all we keep doing, y'all. Remember, no principal, only what? profit. What does that mean? That means if I get 100% on the play, so if I invest $2,000, if I get 100%, I got $4,000. What did that mean? I flip that. So I take 2,000, put it back into my account. I take of the other 2,000 that's profit. You say, hey, Trap, I'll take. Oh, I'm sorry. Of the other 2,000 remaining, you say, Trap, I'll put 1,000 towards the house. I'll put 1,000 towards the student loan. That's cool. Well, what about taxes, Trap? We're gonna pay taxes at the end of the year. We all right with that. We don't gotta pay taxes right then and there. We pay them at the end of the year, or we pay them quarterly. It's okay. But off every play you start getting in, not your buy and hold, every play in your options account, with every play you say, hey, a portion of this profit gonna go to this, a portion of this profit gonna go to there. I keep my principal. And that, my family, is how we play the game. That, my family, is how we turn our income into wealth. That, my family, is how we turn our wealth into freedom. Man, I hope y'all love this, man. I hope that this helped y'all a lot. I know I be scribble scratching, but I want y'all to just go back a little bit. Write down, go back a little bit. Look, man, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, man, to the channel, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Check us out every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time on the Wall Street Looks Like Us Now network, man. Let's go. Salute.